Wait, see what happened? I want to be mama and put on my Superwoman cape and fix it.
Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm here with my mom. And I'm gonna be asking her 10 questions about my lupus journey and other things like that. Things that I've never asked her before. We've never really had like I would say like an in-depth conversation about it. I don't think we ever have. So make sure you go watch my first video first that I just posted about my lupus journey from my perspective, or you're not gonna really understand everything that I'm gonna be asking her today. So make sure you go check that out. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, question number 1. Oh, by the way, I'm looking down because I wrote the question down, so yeah. Okay, question number 1. What did you think the red spot in my head was at first?
When I first saw the first red spot in your head, and I want to say you're about what?
I think it was like 12.
Yeah, about 12. And I thought it was from processing, not so much processing because you never had your hair processed,
right,
but like over styling your hair, like from braids or from ponytails, that it was pulling, and that part just seemed to be irritating more so than the rest of your hair.
That's what I thought too. I thought it was for the braids.
Yeah.
Okay, question 2. What did you know about lupus before my diagnosis?
Honestly, I didn't know anything about lupus as far as what it was, how it may or may not affect your body. I had heard of people who had lupus. Specifically, there was a young lady at our church. She just seemed to always be in pain, or she always seemed to complain about she didn't feel well. She felt under the weather, and to me, it just seemed like something that someone dealt with chronic pain. I had no idea.
Well, you know now. All right, next question. How did you feel when you first found out I had lupus?
Honestly, initially, I didn't know how to feel because I didn't know what that meant. And if you remember, our first so-called diagnosis was that it was that subcutaneous lupus, so it's only going to affect your hair, your nails, and that we have to live our way through that. And so, with that initial diagnosis, I admit I didn't take like a deeper dive into everything or how lupus even affects the body. I really believe that as long as you have the creams for your scalp and the nail care, that out of sight, out of mind, truthfully.
To be honest, I totally forgot that it used to affect my nails. I didn't even mention that in the actual first video. My nails used to look like, what do you say, like scaly, I guess?
It almost looked like if someone, okay ladies, if you go and you've been getting like maybe acrylic nails or artificial nails, and they filed and drilled them too much, and you get those ridges in your nails. And so where most women, you'll get the ridges in your nails horizontally. Imagine those horizontally. Imagine those ridges being vertical. And so she had these vertical like ridges or waves across her entire nail bed on all 10 nails.
Dang, I totally forgot about that. Let me know how that amount. Okay. Okay. What do you think caused my lupus to start spreading?
I don't know.
You know.
Other than what, and so here's the thing. What I know now, I think it's a combination of stress and diet. That may have what triggered it, but that's only because of the knowledge I have now.
Right.
Initially, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was something like certain conditions where they are dormant, and anything or nothing, for whatever reason, they're triggered or stimulated or decide to come out of their dormant state. I honestly didn't know, but with the information that I have now, it was stress and diet.
Absolutely. Okay, next question. What advice would you give to parents whose children have lupus?
You know what? Arm yourself with as much information as possible. Read everything. Go to their doctor's appointments. Get as much information as possible, because this is something that you as a parent, you have to live through it too. And so to be the best parent I can when you are having a flare up or you're frustrated or it's just one of those days like I have this freaking lupus, that as a parent I can be supportive, because like any parent, you don't want your child, you don't want them to fall and skin their knee, let alone deal with lupus.
Right.
And so the only thing I can tell any parent, when you get that diagnosis, you're gonna go through a range of emotions, but definitely arm yourself with education. That's all I can do, arm yourself with education.
Awesome. All right, next one. What do you think my biggest challenge is dealing with lupus?
Your biggest challenge, in my opinion, was managing your stress,
Yes.
which she gets it honest. I promise. So Shane is definitely my child, whereas we internalize a lot of things and we're very hard on ourselves and we want to succeed in whatever we commit to doing. Be it, I committed to bake a cake. Well, I want it to be award-winning cake, and I am no baker by any stretch of the imagination. And so, in work, in our personal lives, we internalize a lot of things, which adds stress. And so, Shane was a recent college graduate, her first real job, had moved cross country. So many things that are happy, fun times that we were stressing about.
Yep.
And so it's really, just truly learning how to manage our stress levels. And for someone like myself and Shane, the best way to manage our stress level is through exercise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good answer.
That's it.
What do you think the biggest challenge is being a parent dealing with a child that has lupus?
Allowing you to find your way and respecting that. Because as the parent that I am, I want to take charge and control it. I want to manage it. I want to control it. And that is not necessarily the type of child that Shane is. Shane doesn't need to be micromanaged or controlled. She is very proactive in her health care. And so for this parent, it's difficult to just not necessarily say I'm sit back and watch you, but I have to allow you to work through the process.
Right.
So that's my challenge, because I want to be mama and put on my superwoman cape and fix it. So, yeah.
Which I feel like, though, even though I have, got to this point, I wouldn't have been able to do it without talking to you through like ideas like, Mom, what do you think about this? Or like, should I try this or that? So I feel like it's a team effort, really.
Okay. Good.
I do. All right, couple more questions. Do you ever blame yourself for me having lupus, since it has been known to be carried on, or like your parents can be a carrier or anything like that? Have you ever thought maybe, oh my God, I might have given this to her and something happened and turned it on or something?
I've never thought about that, and I think it's only because that's something I can't control.
Right.
My genetic makeup is what it is. So if I want to blame somebody, I have to blame my parents.
Yeah.
Because they gave it to me to pass on to a child. So I honestly, with everything else I need to think, I won't say worry, but concern myself with. That's one of the last things I concern myself, like, oh my God, what if I gave this to my child? Well, you know what? I have to live my way through that.
Right. All right. How do you think I'm handling dealing with my lupus?
I think you are handling it amazing. Like, I am so proud of Shane, especially when we did the lupus walk in 2017, and that was the first time that she made a public declaration of, I have lupus, this is my life. And ever since then, you have just been this like trailblazer as far as learning everything you can. Her team of doctors here, it's an amazing team, and I love their whole body, mind, and spirit approach to her health care. And they, Shane can research some of the most obscure remedies, treatments, whatever, and they're like, well, let's try it. Well, let's see. Well, this is what we know about it. We think it may affect you this way. We don't think that may work for you. And just be able to have that dialogue, that you are so out in front of it, that when you do have a flare-up or what others may consider a setback, and you don't look at it that way.
Right.
You look at it like, okay, so what can I learn from this, and how can I do better? So I think you're managing it quite well, and I can just wait and see what happens.
All right, final question.
All right.
Do you think I'll be okay?
Yes. I think you'll be okay because one, I believe that my God is a great God and He is the ultimate healer. And so I know you're going to be okay. And I know that your life is purposeful and there's a reason why you have Lupus and there's a reason why you have this platform because somebody needs to hear your message. And so this is all ordained by God. He knows the plan for your life. So I know you're going to be okay.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Mom, for
You're
joining
welcome.
me today.
And I didn't cry. I'm
No,
so proud of
'cause
myself.
My mama could be so dramatic. So I'm thankful you didn't cry. But thanks for joining me today, answering my questions.
Yes.
It might be a little tough, but I feel like I'm glad we had this conversation and this dialogue and we're able to talk about, ask you things I've always wanted to ask you that I don't know why I never did. I don't know. But yeah, so yeah. Stay tuned, guys, for my next video. I'm going to be interviewing somebody else.
Peace.